Good evening, viewers. This is Selam Paradi from Jacob Metric Higher Secondary School. On behalf of Jacob Group of School, I welcome you all to the Jacob TELE School. And this evening, for clear understanding, the lessons will be taught in bilingual. For other instructions like homework and assignment, kindly check in the Google Classrooms. So this is what exactly the beginning instructions for all the childrens, for you can able to check the homework and assignments in the Google Classrooms. And I want to start with a word. A word is nothing but the fear of the Lord is the beginning of the wisdom. Proverb 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of the wisdom. Proverb 9:10 says about that. So 11th standard economics we're going to be discuss today. 11th standard economics. We started the 11th standard economics lesson 2nd. So today I want to begin with a thought. A thought is nothing but life is not always perfect. There is always a possibilities for a problem. Life is not always a perfect. There is always a possibilities for a problem, and the problem is not the end, but it's the beginning of a different life. It's beginning with a different life. You can see the picture, you can understand how exactly it is worked out. Definitely you can overcome all the problems. Definitely whenever you people are facing the problems, definitely in that problem you can able to start a new begin. I hope you people are understand the thought of the day. Now directly I want to go for the lesson. Chapter 2nd, consumption analysis we are discussing. I want to recall what are the topics as we discussed the early classes. First we discussed about the introduction of the consumption analysis, and second point is human wants we discussed, and characteristics of human wants, classification of goods we discussed, and last class we discussed about the cardinal utility analysis. What exactly the meaning of consumption? Again I wanted to remind that point, 2 points I wanted to remind you, and I can directly go for the classes. First point says about that consumption is the defined as the use of goods and services for the satisfying wants. For the satisfying wants, the consumption is there. And the human wants, what exactly meaning of human wants? So satisfying wants is nothing but from the human is begins. Humans wants particularly are the basis for human behavior to buy and consume the goods. It's based on the human behavior. What the consumption is begins. And characteristics, 7 points we discussed in the early, and the classification of goods we discussed. What are the classification? 3 pointers there. One is the necessaries goods, and comfort goods and luxury goods is there. And last class we discussed about that cardinal utility analysis. In this cardinal utility analysis we started to discuss about the introduction, and the definition we discussed, and assumption we discussed, and explanation also we discussed. I hope you people are understand. So today what topic we going to be learn? The next topic is there in this same cardinal utility analysis. I hope you people are right now you have some study materials. If you doesn't have a study materials, go and bring the study material and get ready for before they listen the classes. You always keep in mind, be ready with that study material whenever you are watching the classes. Don't watch the classes for like another programs, like another TV programs. This is a class, look like a class. You can able to listen with the help of study material, notebook or textbook. If the textbook is, if you have the preferably, it is you can able to use that textbook with the help of pencil. You can underline and you can able to make a note. Shall I go for that today topic? I hope some people are going and getting that notebook and all. Okay, good. Now I wanted to introduce today, I'm going to discuss with you same cardinal utility, remaining topics there in your textbook, illustration about the cardinal utility. The illustration says about the law of diminishing marginal utility, the law of diminishing marginal utility. Then it is criticism and exemption of to the law, and its importance or applications of the law of diminishing marginal utility. We are going to learn. These are the topics, little topics only, which is very easy to understand also, because we already learn what is the meaning of consumption, what is the meaning of wants, what is the meaning of what are the classification is there in the goods. So we learn everything, which is very quite interest and which is very understandable one also, because we are facing day-to-day life, the consumption and wants and goods. Every goods are designed based on the human wants. Every goods, each and every goods are designed and produced. Producers are producing based on the human wants, how the humans are likes, how the peoples are desire, what exactly the desire of the people, what colors they are looking, what content they are looking, what size of the product they are looking, what are the feasibilities they are looking for, features are looking, everything is analyzed, then the products are produced. So products are produced only purpose of consumption of the human. So now I want to go directly to the today topic. I hope again you people are understand the consumption, and which is correlated with the human wants and behaviors and the goods. Now today the illustration we are going to be learn. The illustration is given, constructed some points, a point by point I just given explanations. What is the illustration? The law can be explained with a simple illustration. In this law, what is the law? Is the law of diminishing marginal utility. What is the law we are going to be learn today? The law of diminishing marginal utility. A short word is DMU. It says about DMU. Okay, now we will learn about that. First point says about, suppose a consumer wants to consume 7 apples one after another. A consumer is planned to consume a 7 apple one after another. So this is what exactly that human wants, the particular consumer wants. And next point says about the utility from the first apple. First apple is the 20. Is 20 says is nothing but 20 is nothing but a unit. We will consider like it is at units. We will give that value like a units. First apple is started to utilize, is started to eat like a 20 unit. Totally utilization is 20 unit. And second apple, but the utility from the second apple will be less than of the first, is say 15 units. We can say that 15 units. So that's what last class we discussed about the diminishing. What exactly the theme of diminishing begins, we will full satisfaction of human wants, and the second we will go for the second one, definitely the human satisfaction will decrease. That's called a diminishing. Okay, now I hope you people are understand what is the difference between the first apple and second apple. It is units may be reduced from the 20, it will reduced into a 15. Look at the next point as the third less than of the second, say 10 units, and so on. What exactly it means? It keep on. If the first apple he will consume fully and he will satisfied fully, and the second, the what exactly that it may reduce the satisfactions. As per the unit, from the 20 it will reduce into 15, and from the 15 it will third apple is reduced into a 10. And now the look at that next point is finally that utilization from the fifth apple became zero, fifth apple. But what exactly the plan of consumer? The plan of consumer is the first point, says about that plan of consumer. You plan to consume, you want to consume that 7 apple. When you started to first and second and third and finally fifth apple, when he comes to fifth apple, is human satisfaction is 0. He filled with this satisfaction. Then what about the remaining 2 apples? Yeah, that's what it is called like a diminishing. Particularly a law of marginal, a diminishing marginal utility. Look at that next point, says about the clearly, you can understand that clearly, that utility from the 6th and 7th apple is or negative. From the 0 it will brings in the negative. Like a 6th apple is maybe unlikely, but dislikes, you can able to see the next point is disutilities or dislikes he started to consume. -1, it may take a minus 5, -10, -15, it may reduce, it goes in the negative. That's what it says about, this is called like the law of diminishing marginal utility. I hope you people are understand the illustration. Now we going to be look this same illustration into the table. So see look at the table in your book. Table 2.1 says about the law of diminishing a marginal utility. First column is units of apple. This is what exactly the first point. How many apple he planned to consume? That 7. That's what they given as 7. First apple, second apple, third apple, and fourth and fifth apple, and sixth and 7th apple is given. And second is given what exactly? The total utilities. And finally is given what exactly? That marginal utility. We are learning about the 20, 15, 10, 5. Look at that. It is reducing for each and every unit of apple is started to consume, it is started to reduce. And look at the total utilities, it is increasing. You just take a first apple, a unit of apple, 1 apple is total utility is 20 and marginal utility also 20. So whenever we are learning the lessons, whenever we are listening the lessons, you must keep in one mind, a questions may posted book inside also in anywhere. This is not a concept of mug up and writing the answers. We have to understand the concept and we have to give the answers. So you may receive the 1 mark questions in the table also, in the illustration also you may receive the 1 mark question. So what exactly this table is teaching us? The first apple is total utility equal to marginal utility. 20 is a 20. So got it. When the second apple is started to consume, total utility is increasing. How it is increasing? Look at that, marginal utility is decrease. Total utility is increasing, marginal utility is decreasing. So look at that step by step, you can see that fifth apple, that's what the illustration we learned. The fifth apple becomes a 0. He started, finally the utilization of the fifth apple is became a 0. So you can here you can see that in the table also, the fifth apple nearby the fifth apple total utility is 50, but the marginal utility is 0. Marginal utility is 0. So for the 6th apple and 7th apple, it says about negative values. Negative values, you can see that. In minus, you can see that. So this is what exactly the table about the total utility and marginal utility. I hope you people are understand. So you may receive a 1 mark questions from here in this table. What exactly that? What is the question is? Question is nothing but, when we are started to consume a first apple, what is the total utility, what is the marginal utility, whether it is the equal or there must be a variable. It is a question, maybe it is you may receive question like that. And when we can able to face the 0, somewhere else you can able to see that fifth apple. We got it. So you may receive the 1 mark questions from the table. So with the help of illustration, we learn the table, and now we are going to be learn about that diagrammatic explanation. So look at the diagram. In the diagram says about x-axis is there and y-axis is there. X-axis is nothing but units of apples, and y-axis says about the total utility and marginal utility. So look at that, you can apply the same what exactly is there in the table. You can see here in this a diagram. First apple is begins with 20, a total utility and marginal utility. Look at that, its starting point of that marginal utility and total utility. A green line is begins with the same places, and red line also is begins with the same places. The red line is says about total utility, the green line says about that marginal utility. I hope you are turning your textbook and you are watching the textbook also, not only for the television. You just hear the voice and look at that your textbook. That's very easy to understand, and write the points which is going to be explained here. And the begin with the 2 points when the first apple is started, and the second apple is increasing the total utility and decreasing that what exactly that marginal utility. That's what that the shade is given. You can see the curve is begin with the upwards, a total utility also is going to the upwards, and marginal utility is started with this decline. And look at that very important point is zero utility is there in the fifth apple is zero utility is there, and after the fifth apple is started a negative utilities. You can see that negative utilities. So this is what exactly that diagrammatic explanations about the diminishing marginal utilities. So illustration and table and the diagrammatic explanations. I hope you people are understand. So from this law of diminishing marginal utility, we are going to be learn what is the criticism. What is the criticism is there? Utility can be measured numerically. Cannot be measured numerically, utility. So what exactly that says about? When we are started with the we are started to consume very beginning, we are full satisfied to consume particular product because we likes our desires only, it's changed into our wants. Our wants only it's converted into a what is a product. Then that product we are purchased, we are started to utilize. So very beginning, whenever we are started in particular product to use and to consume, with the full satisfactions we started, and we started to decline. But if the criticism says about that, utilization cannot be measured numerically. What exactly? Because utility is a subjective utility, because utility is a subjective. What is a subjective is? It is a at the time of the situation, it is a subjective matter according to the desire of the people, according to the desire of a particular human. What exactly the example I can give that? By the looking some product, we are very much impressed, then we are purchased. When we are started to eat, then only we come to know we doesn't like that taste. Got it? Understand that? So this is what exactly it is a subject matter. It is a subject matter that it is a subject. What is the subject? It is a human behavior. It is a purely human behavior. He only is chosen. Human only is chosen, he started to consume that particular product, he only paid the money, he only purchased the material. Then what exactly happened is, then he started to stop totally in that consume. We cannot able to calculate such a things and all. It is a full human behavior. Sometimes he likes more, suddenly he changed that mindset and everything. So we cannot able to particularly numerically we cannot able to calculate in this utilities. First criticism says about that. Second criticism is given, this law is based on the unrealistic assumptions. This is not this is says about it is a we cannot able to rely on this assumption because it is a unrealized or what exactly is happening, not a clear idea is given. The second criticism says about that this law is not applicable to the divisible commodities. Says about that, you can see that points, you can understand that this law is not applicable to indivisible commodities. So which we cannot able to divide all the commodities like apple, like orange. So that commodity is not applicable for in this particular calculations of this particular law of diminishing marginal utilities. This three criticism is given. The next one is exemption to the law. These are the things is exemption to calculate this particular law of diminishing marginal utility. What are the things is there? There must be a 4 point is given. Hobbies. Our hobbies are conformly, our hobbies definitely we cannot able to calculate how much they are consumed, how much it is started to decline, what is the diminishing, we cannot able to calculate. So this is the exemption. Second point is drunkards, and third one is music and poets and readings. These are all exemption to this particular law. So I hope you people are understand what is the exemption, what is the criticism. Now we are going to be learn about that, what exactly the importance. So importance we are going to be learn somewhat detailedly about what exactly is, because this importance we may receive the questions, because this importance and or applications of the law of diminishing marginal utility is a very important angle they are looking, because many case studies are there in this importance. The law of first importance says about the law of diminishing marginal utility is one of the fundamental law of consumption. Make underline in your textbook and make it note, it is a 1 mark question. What is the fundamental law of consumption is? What is the fundamental law of consumption? There is no doubt at all. The answer is the law of diminishing marginal utility. Yes, this is very basic law. How much the people are consuming, we can able to evaluate that consumptions. We can able to evaluate that human wants through this law. We can able to evaluate the total utilities, what exactly the totally how much the people are utilizing in this particular product. That product is what exactly the demand is there in the market. Everything we can able to calculate through with the help of this law of diminishing marginal utility. The second point says about this law is the basis for other consumption laws. Another 1 more question. This is basis for the another consumption laws. Many consumption laws there. This is very basic. The law of diminishing marginal utility is the basis for the another consumption laws. What are the another consumption laws? Law of demand, elasticity of demand, consumer surplus, and the law of substitution. The law of substitution. Again, I am just repeat that 4 point is there. Law of demand, elasticity of demand, consumers surplus, and the law of substitutions. So these are the law is created and laws designed basis of this law of diminishing marginal utility. Again, I am just repeat that diminishing, a keyword you just keep it in your mind. Diminishing is nothing but is started to decline. From the beginning. Human is very interested to consume that particular product. He very much satisfied with 100%. What exactly we are learning in this table? In this table, look at that 100%, total utility is 20 and marginal utility is 20. Look at that, the percentage is 100%, is very satisfied. But and then we started to consume, it is deducting. So this is the very basic law for the demand and elasticity and consumer surplus and the law of substitutions. Based on this law only, another laws are designed in this basis. That's what they are trying to tell us. Now we want to go for that. Next point is in this what exactly importance. The law of diminishing marginal utility is the basis for the progressive taxation. Progressive taxation. In your textbook there must be a line, you can underline that line, progressive taxation. What is the progressive taxation? The law is the basis of the progressive taxation. Progressive taxation is nothing but a finance minister is maybe rating the taxations. What exactly the rating the taxation is? Money is more, where the money is people are revenue or income is more, tax also is more. They have to pay more tax. Where the income and revenue is increasing, he also is paying a tax rate is increasing. Definitely from the beginning you will pay more tax, means definitely it will whenever the income is increased, tax percentage also is getting increased. And whenever the people is they may possess the started to decrease, they may have a very less money, they pay very less rate of tax, sometimes they won't pay for the taxes also. This is what exactly that, how the based on the consumption. When the total utility is increasing, definitely what exactly that he started to pay more taxation. It started to pay more taxations. So that's what is try to tell about this in this progressive taxations. Another point says about, and second point in this one, second point says about this law emphasize an equitable distribution of wealth. Equal distribution of the wealth, they try to tell about that, emphasizing. With the help of this law, they are emphasizing the equal distribution of wealth. First of all, we must understand the wealth. From the first lesson we learn about wealth definitions. I hope you people are learn. Again I wanted to remind that what is the equal distribution, how the law is helping to make a equal distribution of the wealth. Particularly we are collecting the tax from the rich people, more taxations we are collecting, more in the sense according to the revenue, according to the income of particular rich peoples, we are we are collecting the higher rate of taxations. In this higher rate of taxation, what exactly the government is planning, from the people we are collecting, then we are executing many schemes in throughout the entire nation. That's what right now scenario is going on. How they are distributing that revenue, tax from the public, they are collecting from the particularly rich people. How they are executing in this tax? They are executing like to build road, to build hospital facilities, to build free education systems throughout the nation, not only for the particular group of people. This is common for all the people, but the beneficiaries ultimately those who are not paying the tax. So which is says about that it is equally distributing. One who paying the tax is not utilizing the same amount of money for their own purpose. They will give the money for the government, government is helping the people to earn the money. Then that money is utilized in some other angle. What exactly it is? Building hospitals, free educations they are started. If it is so far, and other people also using that free educations, using that free medicines. It says about that equally is distributed. The wealth is distributed to the equally. That people also is become a wealthy. So this is what exactly that the law emphasizing an equitable distribution of the wealth. Now I wanted to talk about that next point is says about Adam Smith explaining the famous What exactly the famous is? Adam Smith is explaining the famous one. There is nothing but the diamonds and water paradox. What exactly the diamond and water paradox is? It says about whenever the demand is more in the diamond, prices also is high, because the usages of demand compared to the water, the usages of demand is utilization of demand. You can tell in this lesson, as per the lesson, utilization of this demand is very less, particularly a diamond is very less. But the water is, we have n number of water we can able to take from the ground. Also we will save from the rain. So we have the n number of resources, and usages also, utilization also is higher, demand is also is higher. So what exactly says about, we cannot able to compare between as per the diamond, as per the water concerns. This is what exactly that Adam Smith explaining about this. So these are the points, is importance or applications of the law of diminishing marginal utility. First point is fundamental law of consumption. Second point is, it says about basis for other consumption laws. What are the other consumption laws is, such as nothing but law of demand, elasticity of demand, consumers surplus, and the law of substitutions. So these are the things is we can learn. And the next important says about that, this is a progressive taxation. This law is basis for the progressive taxation. Another important is equal distribution of wealth. And finally says about it is what exactly that we cannot able to compare a demand of diamond and demand of water. So these are the points for the importance of law of diminishing marginal utility. So I am going to evaluate you right now. So you can look at that slide. So this is the question. The question is, first question in the evaluation, when the marginal utility reach 0, I hope you people are noted something. You people are noted something in your note, or else you can able to watch that in your textbook. You can able to give the answer. When the marginal utility reach 0, the total utility will be, what is the answer? Yes, very good, maximum. A total utility is maximum. So from the table only the question is posted. It is a book back question only. It is a book back question, in the choose only is given, but it is question is created in the table. So the answer is maximum utility in the total. When the marginal utility is 0, maximum utility is total utility is maximum. You can look at that table, you can understand this answer is. You can look at that table. 0, fifth apple, look at that unit, fifth apple is says about 50 total utility is, and marginal utility is 0. When the marginal utility is 0, maximum total utility is maximum. That is the maximum is the answer. Now that's second question is, now look at that slide. Second question is, the basis for the law of demand is related to. The basis for the law of demand is related to. Option is given. If there must be 4 options: law of diminishing marginal utility, law of supply, law of Yuki marginal utility, Gaussian law. Gaussian law is given. There must be 4 option is given. Yes, exactly. You can refer your textbook and prepare your answer is. I hope you are ready with the answer. Yes, option A, law of diminishing marginal utility. So in this question also is posted in the book inside. Particularly you can refer the important points. What exactly that this law is basis for the another consumption, such as like what exactly it is says about that fundamental. This is a very fundamental law. given option is not suitable for which is given to us in this importance. So the first point, first option is right one, is law of diminishing marginal utilities. And another question, third question is, which is the exemption to the law, particularly the law of diminishing marginal utility? Which is the exemption? Many exemption will learn. I think 4 point I given. Did you remember that 4 pointers? I hope you are get ready with that. Yes, exactly, that 4 pointers. You can remember that 4 pointers. This is the answer. You can give any 1 pointer, you will get the answers. Hobbies and drunkards, music and poet and reading. So these are the points as the answer for the exemption of the law. The exemption of the law. I hope you people are understand. Now I wanted to give that conclusion. This conclusion is, in this lesson we learn today cardinal utility, illustration, points by point we learn about that illustration, the law of diminishing marginal utility we learn, and criticism we learn about that criticism, and exemption we learn about what are the exception is there, and particularly very important importance we learn what are the important points, importance or applications we learn about this. I hope you people are understand the law of diminishing utility. And in the cardinal utility analysis, in next class we are going to be learn about that the law of UQ marginal utility. The next class we are going to be learn, we plan to learn. So what is the homework? I already prefer to tell that homework is nothing but you have to go ahead. You are the 11th standard children. Whenever we are going to be teach, we going to be before we plan to come to the classes, I just given a point. What point it is? Next class topic I given. What is the next class topic is? The law of UQ marginal utility. I hope that homework is nothing but you just pre-read. Whenever we are entering the classes, before that you just read one glance in your home. Definitely it will be helpful for your for understanding, better understanding. And after completing the class, you can go for that post reading. The post reading also is going to helpful for your clear understanding and recall, and it is going to be memory for your mind, and clear concept also you can understand. So these are the two homework I used to give to the children. I hope you people are understand this. And very important, I wanted to talk after the conclusion, the motivation. The motivation is there. 6 ethics of life. 6 ethics of life. So I just used to talk many motivational points whenever we are giving the class in the classroom. Whenever I'm teaching the book, I'm just many times I'm just giving the motivations. Many times I'm going to talk about the motivations. Now I just pushed to talk about in this ethic of life. So end of the point I can discuss that point as, before you pray you must have a belief. Before you pray, just believe. Before you speak, listen. Before you speak, listen. Before you spend, yearn. Before you spend, yearn. And before you write, think. Before you write, you must think about that. Before you quit, try. Before you quit, you just try. And finally, this is a very touchable word, says about that. Before you die, live. Before you die, you must live. That life is very precious to us. That God has gifted us to live a long life. But the people nowadays, students, and the last past days, the couple of suicides, particularly from the student side. Through this motivation, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to motivate you to live a lifelong, and what exactly it means to say, face the whatever the problems, and it is not a matter of who exactly, it is not matter of how exactly the problem is there. So it is a matter of how exactly you're going to be face the problems. So these are the point you can able to get like a ethic in your life. Definitely you can live a lifelong. In this life you can able to achieve. So usually what exactly that teachers used to talk about the word is, we are like a ladder. We are like a ladder. You can able to step up your life with help of the teachers. We are like a ladder. Right now I want to quote a word. What exactly the word is? We are not like a ladder. Right now scenario, we are not like a ladder. We wanted to perform like a elevator. We want like a perform like a elevator. What exactly it mean to say? Ladder, you have to walk on the ladder. You have to walk on the ladder. It may take some time. It is outdated also is ladder. But the now technology age, you have to uplift is quickly, very quickly you have to reach in particular designations. So we are as a teachers are according to the new technology age, we are playing role like a elevator. What exactly that? Quickly you can able to uplift. We are ready to quickly uplift your life. So the life is not end of whenever you people are facing the problem. When you are facing the problem, there must be a new life is going to be begin. I hope you people are is understand this motivation. I hope you people are is get some enthusiastic, some energetic through these motivations. Thank you for watching Jacob TELE class. We will continue the 11th economics in upcoming days. I hope you people, since I thanks through in this one to the management, Jacob group of schools, and my teachers and my directors. Thank you for watching us.
Bye bye. See you again. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. See you again. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. See you again. Hope to see you soon. Bye bye. See you again. Hope to see you soon.